10, the Detroit Pistons, and the notable players is Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Sar Thompson, James Wiseman, Isaiah Stewart. I'm not the biggest fan of Detroit. I don't think Cade is that good. I don't think Jaden Ivey's that good necessarily. They got a lot of bigs in their front court with overlapping skill set. They got a lot of guards that can't shoot. Their wings is in. Asar Thompson might be something, but he won't have the spacing. Cade won't have. There's no spacing. There's no bigs with versatility. I mean, Isaiah Stewart, his flash can shoot a little bit, but I think Detroit, they got pieces. They got some pieces, but I don't know how they fit together. And I'm not sure how good Cade can be. Could he be a potential superstar? I'm not sure. Jaden Ivey, will he become a better finisher at the basket? He can get there, but can he finish? We'll see on that. So that's why I got Detroit 10. At 9, we got the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets are in an interesting position. They drafted Amin Thompson when I feel like they could have went Anthony Black. I really like Anthony Black on this Houston Rockets team. I don't know why, but it's just what I like. You still got Jalen Green. You still got Kevin Porter Jr. Amin Thompson. He's a bigger point guard, so you put him out there with Jalen Green and KPJ and let him guard the small forward. Hopefully, he can give Jabari Smith the ball as a shooter, throw the ball into Alperen Sengun. I think Tyree Eason has the potential to be an all defensive player. So I really do like some of the pieces that the Rockets have, but I don't necessarily know how they'll fit. I don't know if all these guys will be there. I don't know the direction that the Rockets are going, but they do have pieces, so I got them at 9. At 8, I got the Charlotte Hornets. The notable players under 25, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Mark Williams, Nick Smith Jr. I really like what the Hornets are doing. I think the Hornets are a team that has become underrated in a sense because they haven't been healthy. Miles Bridges has been going through what he's been going through off the court. But if you look at the pieces that the Hornets do have, this team's very intriguing. A lineup of LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Mark Williams. That is one of the more versatile young core starting lineups in the league. And then you hope Brandon Miller can solve the one-on-one creation problem that the Hornets have without LaMelo Ball on the court. Miles Bridges come back. Hopefully he can get back to his 20-point per game self. Mark Williams, I feel like he could be one of the better bigs in the league, like a Clint Pella type of player. PJ Washington, I feel like he can be a versatile defender and he can hit the three. And I just really like getting Nick Smith for Terry Rozier insurance, Brandon Miller for Gordon Hayward insurance. I like the core for the Charlotte Hornets. I got them at 8. At 7, got the Timberwolves. See, now we finna start getting into where it's just stars, superstars potentially. They're just carrying the young core. Timberwolves, notable players under 25. You got Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, Leonard Miller, Jalen Noel. This is strictly based off Anthony Edwards and what he can be. Jaden McDaniels, what he can be on the defensive end. Nas Reed, what he can be as an impact big, off the bench, scoring big. So that's pretty much why I got the Timberwolves at 7 because of Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, and Nas Reed. I love those 3. And Leonard Miller got some upside. And you kind of like what you see from Noel at time. So I felt good putting the Timberwolves here at 7. At 6 is another young core that's being carried by the superstar. The Dallas Mavericks, notable players under 25, of course, is Luka Doncic, Derek Lively II, Oliver Maxence Prosper, Jaden Hardy, and Josh Green. Now I look at it, all these guys look really good. Look like they could be really good next to Luka as role players and guys that could potentially become something. I think Derek Lively is one of the more underrated players. He's not getting talked about to what he can be offensively. and what he already is defensively. I watched him in high school hit threes. I watched him in high school throw cross court passes to the corner. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Derek Lively have flashes of being very, very good on the offensive end. You know, we know what he brings on the defensive end. I think he's one of the better defensive centers in all the country when he was at Duke. So I really like him. I think Jaden Hardy still has a lot of scoring potential in this league. I think Josh Green as a connector piece still could be really good. Maxine Price could be Dorian Finney. I keep saying Price, Prosper. I feel like he'd be Dorian Finney-Smith's replacement eventually. So I like what the Mavericks done in terms of role players, and then Luka Doncic takes it over the top. So I got the Mavericks 6. At 5, I got the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, Onyeka Okongwu, Adrian Griffin, Kobe Buckins, Sadiq Bey, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins are all under 25. And of course, Trey carries that. I think Onyeka Okongwu is one of the more important bigs in the league if he was ever on the trade market. I think Jalen Johnson, there's a lot of upside when it comes to he's a big that can run the floor, catch lobs, shooting potential, possibly more on ball dribbling potential. I think AJ Griffin has shown he could be one of the better shooters in the league. Cody Buff was getting comparisons to Derrick White coming out. So I like him. I like Atlanta. Now they still possibly can make some trades, but the young pieces they have, I had to put them there. The Spurs. I got the Spurs at 4, strictly off Wembayama. But it's not just Wembayama with the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama is the focal point of the young core, but they've built a masterful group of role players in San Antonio. I feel like Devin Vassell could be one of the better shooters, movement shooters in the league at the shooting guard position. I think Kelly Johnson is very solid as a scorer and as small forward. I think Jeremy Sohan is the do-it-all Swiss Army knife at power forward, guard multiple positions, playmaker a little bit. I like Malachi Branham as potential six man of the year type of candidate. We'll see what we can get from Blake Wesley. I really like what the Spurs have built. They just need to continue to add. But just off Vic alone, they are top 5 young core, and they actually have some pieces next to them. So I got the Spurs at 4. At 3, the New Orleans Pelicans. I know it's a lot of controversy in New Orleans right now, especially around Zion. We know the injury concerns with Zion and Ingram, that they don't play enough. But if you look at the guys they got under 25, you got Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III, Jordan Hawkins, Dyson Daniels, Jose Alvarado, and it's even some guys I left off. It's a lot of dudes in the Pelicans that's under 25 that done played major minutes in playoff games, playing game, and if they can stay healthy, man, sky's the limit for the Pelicans. They were the top 3 seed when Zion was healthy. Let's not forget that. So I got them at number 3. At number 2, I got the Oklahoma City Thunder. The notable players under 25, you got SGA, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Terrence Mann, and Cason Wallace. This team is a very interesting team, but we've seen they can make runs. They play good together. SGA, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Lou Dort, they carry this young core. I don't like the fact that Oklahoma City don't have a big, but SGA could potentially be an MVP candidate. Josh Giddey is looking like one of the best passers in the league. Jalen Williams, hey, we never know what Jalen Williams could end up being. Jalen Williams could possibly be a 20-point per game scorer next year and going forward. Lou Dort, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. We still have to see what we get from Chet, but I like putting Oklahoma City right here at 2. And number 1, this might shock a lot of people, but I don't care. Number 1 in the young core rankings, according to Diddy Knows Ball, I have the Orlando Magic. The notable players they have under 25, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Anthony Black, Wendell Carter Jr., Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Jett Howard. The reason why I have the Orlando Magic in number 1 when it comes to my young core rankings is strictly off Paolo and Franz. I feel like this is the best duo under 25 in the league. I think Paolo has potential to be a 25 point per game guy. Franz has potential to be a 21, 22 point per game guy. I think Anthony Black brings a lot of intangibles to this team. Now you need to put spacing around those three, but I really like them. I think Wendell Carter is a good player. Jalen Suggs is a hell of a point of attack defender. Cole Anthony could be a hell of a spark plug off the bench. I think Jet Howard could be a hell of a movement shooter, catch and shoot guy that offers some creation of his own. So I really like the Orlando Magic, and I think they're the best young core in the NBA.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.